Something strange is happening on Earth, and almost no one is talking about it. The news won't mention it. The world brushes it off. But deep down, if you've been paying attention, you've probably felt it too. A shift, a sense that something is off, that time itself feels different. Have you noticed it? Since around 2020, the years have flown by like never before. Moments blur, days vanish. It's as if the clock is spinning faster, and no one can slow it down. This isn't just a feeling. It could be a prophetic signal. The Bible tells us in Matthew 24:22, if those days had not been shortened, no one would survive. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be shortened. Could it be that what we're experiencing now is exactly what Jesus warned us about? A divine compression of time as the final days approach? Many believe we are living in what Scripture calls the last days, and that time itself is being restrained, intensified, and accelerated for a reason. From global unrest to natural disasters, from spiritual coldness to unexplainable phenomena, the signs are not just around us, they're increasing in frequency, just like the Bible said they would. Romans 13:11 says, "The hour has already come for you to wake up from your slumber, because our salvation is nearer now than when we first believed." This is that hour. This is that wake-up call. What if everything we're witnessing, the rush of time, the unraveling of nations, the spiritual tension, is not random, but a countdown? Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to uncover what the Scriptures say about accelerated time, the end of the age, and the signs that most are missing, but you were never meant to ignore. The world may be asleep, but you're waking up. We've already crossed the halfway point of this year. Can you believe that? It feels like we just stepped into January, and now we're watching the days vanish like mist. But the real question is, what's really going on? Is this just the pace of modern life? Or could it be something much deeper, something divine? Many are starting to feel it, the strange acceleration of time, a sense that something unseen is pressing forward. The world keeps spinning, but faster. Events are piling up. Changes that once took decades now unfold in days. It's as if creation itself is rushing towards something inevitable. Could this be yet another sign that the second coming is near? Jesus didn't leave us without warnings. In Matthew 24:22, he said something striking, "And unless those days were shortened, no flesh would be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened." Have you ever stopped to consider what that really means? That in the final moments of human history, even time itself would be altered, cut short, so that a remnant could endure. Think about that. What we're experiencing might not just be a feeling, it might be prophecy unfolding in real time. What if this acceleration of life, this disorientation we all feel, is actually a mercy? A divine shortening of days, just as Jesus described. We were told in 2 Timothy 3:1 that in the last days, perilous times would come. We were told that people would be lovers of self, haters of truth, and blind to the signs all around them. But those who walk in the Spirit, they feel it, they see it, they know we are closer than ever before. This isn't about setting dates or stirring fear, it's about waking up. It's about realizing that each shortened day is one step closer to the return of the King. Could it be that we are the generation that will witness his coming in the clouds? That the shaking we feel in our spirit is the Spirit of God stirring his people awake for the final hour? If you're sensing this too, you're not alone. Let us know in the comments. Do you feel that time is moving faster than it ever has before? Do you believe it could be tied to the very words Jesus spoke about the end of days? The world may be distracted, but we are watching, and we will not be surprised when the trumpet sounds. The days are growing shorter, not just in feeling, but in a way that seems almost prophetic. There is a rapid unfolding of events, a quickening of the end-time plan, happening right before our eyes. And yet, the world sleeps. Life carries on as if nothing is changing. But you and I know this isn't normal. Beloved saints, these are not ordinary times. This is not just another season, another cycle of history. This is something entirely different, something sacred, something foretold. We are living in the hour that the ancient prophets longed to see. They wrote about it in trembling, guided by the Spirit of God, but they never lived to witness it. We are walking through what Daniel only saw in visions. We are breathing the air of the generation that the early church yearned for, a generation that would not just talk about prophecy, but walk through it. Jesus himself said in Matthew 24:37, "As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man." And just like then, people are eating, drinking, marrying, building, distracted, unaware, as if the spiritual alarms are silent, but they're not. They are ringing for those who have ears to hear. The Apostle Paul wrote in 1 Thessalonians 5:6, "So then, let us not sleep as others do, but let us keep awake and be sober." Yet even now, the church in many places has fallen into a slumber, lulled by comfort, silenced by fear, or distracted by the noise of the age. But we are not children of the night. We have been given light, the light of prophecy, the light of truth, the Holy Spirit himself, guiding us in these final moments. Everything is accelerating for a reason. The time has been shortened for the sake of the elect, just as Jesus warned in Matthew 24:22. And if that's true, then every moment matters more than ever. Every decision, every prayer, every act of faith is being weighed in the balance of eternity. So I ask you, are you awake? Do you feel it too, the spiritual intensity, the shifting of time, the urgency in your spirit? Let us know in the comments. Do you believe we are that generation? Do you sense that what was once far away is now unfolding before our eyes? This is not the end of the story. It's the final chapter before the return of the King. Let us not waste it. Let us be found watching. And here we are, alive, breathing, witnessing what so many only read about. We are the generation standing in the very days that the prophets of old saw in visions. Days they longed to understand, but could only describe with trembling hands under divine inspiration. Now, those same words are no longer just ink on paper. They are playing out before our very eyes. Look around you. Can you feel the shift? Can you see it? Morality has collapsed. What was once shameful is now paraded with pride. Truth has become a joke, mocked, twisted, and replaced by whatever fits the culture's desires. Isaiah 5:20 warned us of this very hour. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness. That warning wasn't just poetic, it was prophetic. And now we're living in its fulfillment. The spirit of lawlessness, which once crept in the shadows, now walks boldly in the streets. It doesn't whisper anymore. It shouts, it dares, and it multiplies. In 2 Thessalonians 2:7 tells us, "For the mystery of lawlessness is already at work." That mystery is no longer hidden. It's alive, active, and infecting every level of society, media, government, even within the walls of some churches. But listen closely, because even as darkness spreads, there's a call echoing from heaven, a call not to fear, but to rise. God is stirring his remnant, not the crowds, not the ones chasing comfort or popularity, but the few, the watchers, the faithful, the ones who still tremble at his word. In Romans 13:11, we are reminded, "And do this, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now our salvation is nearer than when we first believed." Yes, the hour is dark, but light shines brightest in darkness, and the light of God is not dimmed. It's calling you, calling me, calling all who will listen to take their place in this final hour, not hidden, but standing boldly, clothed in truth, unwavering in faith. This isn't just another season. This isn't business as usual. This is prophetic history unfolding, and we were born for such a time as this. So tell me, do you see it too? Are you part of that remnant being awakened? Comment below with what the Lord has been stirring in your heart. Let's stand together. Let's speak truth. Let's be the light while there's still time. So, what's really happening right now? What are we actually witnessing, friends? Let me tell you plainly, God is moving. He's not silent. He's accelerating events, aligning nations, and exposing hidden wounds, not just in governments or systems, but also within hearts. What we're seeing isn't chaos without purpose. This is divine orchestration. What feels like disorder on earth is often order in heaven, and this acceleration, it's not random. It's the alarm of heaven ringing through the noise of the world. We are not in ordinary times. This is not the season to drift spiritually, to coast through life with one foot in the world and the other barely inside the church. Those days are over. The Lord is calling his people to wake up, to pay attention, to live with urgency and clarity. It's not time to sleep through the shaking. It's time to watch and pray, just as Jesus warned in Luke 21:36. Watch therefore and pray always, that you may be counted worthy to escape all these things that will come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. The signs are all around us. Global tensions, economic instability, a rise in lawlessness, a growing hatred for truth. These aren't coincidences. These are prophetic markers. And just like a storm that darkens the sky before it breaks, we're feeling the pressure of something greater coming. In Matthew 24:43-44, Jesus said, "But understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what time of night the thief was coming, he would have kept watch. So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him." The master is returning. The owner of the house is near. And this, all of this, is a preparation for his arrival. God is not interested in half-hearted faith. He is calling for a people set apart, awake, alert, burning with oil in their lamps and eyes fixed on the horizon. So I ask you, are you awake? Are you truly watching? Let me know in the comments. What is God stirring in your heart as the days grow darker but his return draws closer? What has he been showing you? The alarm has already sounded. Now it's time to respond. So now I ask you, not casually, not rhetorically, but with the urgency of someone who sees the storm on the horizon. Will you be among the few who truly discern the times, or will you be counted among the many who mock, dismiss, and sleep? This isn't a distant question. It's not for someday, it's for now. Because we are living in a moment when the line between light and darkness is no longer blurry, it's crystal clear. And while the signs of the end are being revealed like never before, many are still walking as if nothing is happening. Just as in the days of Noah, people eat, drink, make plans, all while the ark is being built in plain sight. Matthew 24:38-39 reminds us, "For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, up to the day Noah entered the ark, and they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away." That warning wasn't just history, it was prophecy. Jesus himself said it would be like this again, and here we are. Discernment is not popular. Watching the signs won't make you trend, but it will make you ready. And being ready is everything when the trumpet sounds. So again I ask, will you be awake? Will you be like the wise virgins in Matthew 25, keeping oil in your lamp, your eyes on the door, your heart burning for the return of the bridegroom? Or will you be lulled to sleep by the noise of this world, too distracted to notice when heaven begins to move? This question isn't about fear, it's about faith. It's about being found faithful when the King returns. So leave a comment below. Are you watching? Do you see what others ignore, or are you still unsure? The hour is late, the sky is shifting, and the choice is yours.